Hi folks, this is all the fruit, and here I have a small shrubby cherry called Carmine Jewel. Well, I mean, cherries look like little jewels, and yeah, the color is kind of carmine-like. It's quite similar to some old sour cherry varieties. Those fruits were not perfectly ripe. Here are some more ripe, considerably darker. This here could be one of the ripest fruits on this plant. Generally, it looks a lot like a Prunus cerasus. And when we look at the label, by the way, I'm here in Uli's Land Garden in Leverkusen, one of the best fruit and plant collections I've seen anywhere in the world. He says maybe he has over 1,000 different plants, and hundreds, literally hundreds of those are fruit trees. But back to this here. Yeah. Strauchkirsche means shrub cherry, Carmine Jewel. Prunus cerasus plus fruticosa. Well, you are not supposed to write plus, you are supposed to write X for hybrids. What are Prunus cerasus and Prunus fruticosa? Prunus cerasus is the sour cherry, a cherry species from Eurasia that produces the super tasty sour cherries, which you usually don't eat out of hand. You can do this, but usually they're used to prepare some desserts. And Prunus fruticosa is the steppe cherry, a small shrub that grows in steppe areas where other cherries don't grow. And so the nomads love it. It grows all the way from very dry areas of Germany and Italy to West Siberia. Incredibly frost hardy. And the funny thing is, here in Germany, there are just a few tiny populations of it. And the crazy thing is, when those populations were checked recently, almost half of them were actually not Prunus fruticosa, but hybrids with Prunus cerasus. And there are also Prunus cerasus, well, rumored Prunus cerasus feral populations in parts of Germany which are not too far away from the Prunus fruticosa population. So I wonder, since a lot of the Prunus fruticosa populations turned out to be hybrids with Prunus cerasus, if some of the feral Prunus cerasus populations are also hybrids with Prunus fruticosa. Crazy stuff. But this was not hybridized somewhere in the dry badlands of Germany, neither somewhere in Siberia or Russia where you would suspect it. No, this was hybridized in Canada. How was it hybridized in Canada? Well, I guess they grew Prunus cerasus and Prunus fruticosa, did some cross-pollination and hybridized them. Why did they do it? Well, because Prunus fruticosa is incredibly frost resistant and Canada is a cold place. And so they created this super frost hardy hybrid, which grows usually as a shrub, but here Uli has left just 2 stems, so it grows more or less like a tree. Now let's find out how the taste is. I haven't eaten a Prunus cerasus for years, maybe. Hope I remember what they are supposed to taste like. Tastes more or less like a Prunus cerasus, a sour cherry. But the sourness is not as strong as in Prunus cerasus. It's also years since I ate Prunus fruticosa, so yeah, basically it tastes like a mild Prunus cerasus. Here is the small seed. Yeah, very interesting. Here in Germany, he would not need to grow this variety. He could get a much bigger tree with much stronger tasting fruit from just Prunus cerasus, but he is a rare fruit collector, so I guess it makes sense for him to grow this hybrid out of interest. Or maybe he likes more mild sour cherries, who knows. Good stuff, definitely, especially if you live in cold areas like parts of Russia and Canada where other cherries struggle. This could totally be the cherry for you. Tell me if you have any experiences with sour cherries, with Prunus fruticosa, or with hybrids of both. Apart from that, stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful and incredibly fruit-rich Uli's land garden with hundreds of fruit trees and probably 1,000 other plants. And of course, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.